Well, welcome to Manchester United video. I hope you share with me some of the great moments of the season. And what I've done is I've picked up several games over the season which I think, and I'm sure you will agree, they were absolutely enthralling, exciting and entertaining matches. Full of action, drama, controversy. So sit back and enjoy them with me. I know you will. When you talk about exciting matches in this season, I always feel that Queen's Park Rangers games are always top on the list.
Oh, great skills from Captain. Now takes the defender out as if he wasn't there then. Sees up a shot for himself and scores!
One of the first games at Old Trafford, and we beat them 2-1. That day I missed Gary Palliser. I had to do without Gary, and I decided to play Paul Parker against Ferdinand because he knew him, played against each other as teammates, and I said to him, well, no, you're not expected to beat him in the air, but make sure you're physical against him. He's going to find it hard to jump against you, and he's such a tough little lad, Paul, that I knew he could do that job, and I thought he was a star man that day actually.
Once more, Old Trafford is packed to the rafters, the home fans hoping to see United go 11 points clear at the top of the Premiership. It's a return to the famous stadium for Ray Wilkins, though things have changed a wee bit around here since his Manchester United playing days. Referee this afternoon, short trip for Stephen Lodge from Barnsley, who gets the game underway. Queen's Park Rangers only having to change their shorts in their traditional blue and white hoops. Manchester United having a little bit of a defensive reshuffle. Gary Pallister's missing, so Paul Parker plays in a central defensive role, where of course he used to play for Queen's Park Rangers. This is Parker getting an early touch of the ball. Bright sunshine, which should cause a few problems for the goalkeeper. The right-hand side as we look, Jan Stejskal in goal for Queen's Park Rangers this afternoon. This is Bardsley. Turn to the northwest for Trevor Sinclair, the former Blackpool player, puts in a decent cross, and Parker showing that despite his lack of inches, he's going to have no problems in the air. He's got his work cut out to mark Les Ferdinand, one of the hottest strikers in the country at the moment. Slight delay as Rangers send the big men forward. Peacock and McDonald join the attack. There is Peacock at the near post, over his trestles, and an easy catch for Schmeichel. An early launch. Looks as though it had evaded Giggs, but he's got the pace to take on two defenders. And those youthful legs keep chasing. Terrible clearance from Stejskal. Ince, early touch for him. He's going to enjoy running the legs off Ray Wilkins in midfield. Good ball through. This is Sharp, got the wrong side of the defence. Not a bad cross, and had the goalkeeper stretching. A bright start for Manchester United, and that won't do the nerves of Stejskal any good at all. Good pace from Lee Sharp, back to full fitness and really on song at the start of this season. So we're 1-1 on corners. Dennis Irwin to take this for United. Roy Keane trying to sneak in at the far post. Away by Peacock. Impey helping out back there. Now it is Keane. Footwork, but not enough to keep the ball in play. This is that sharp cross from earlier on. He did extremely well to get it in. Giggs was waiting in the centre. He could have made it. Sinclair, Ferdinand. Ince doing a spoiling job. Bardsley, the England fullback, puts in a long ball. That's where Ferdinand's dangerous in the air. Bardsley gets another stab at it. Paul Parker, who knows, may want to stay in that central defensive position. That's 2 timely challenges. Ince, Cantona. Good fast-flowing football from United. Hughes slows it down a touch. Excellent football. Can Cantona get through? Just held off by Peacock. Mark Hughes really getting stuck in early on. Eric Cantona as well, giving Peacock a few pushes and shoves there. Peacock in again. Bruce, the United captain, has plenty of options on, decides to go down the centre, takes on Wilkins, the former Manchester United captain. Early touch for Mike Phelan. First league game of the season for him, not a good ball though. And now he has to face Sinclair, tricky winger. Goes on the outside, but Phelan gets protection from Ryan Giggs of all people. Wilkins. Bardsley. Rangers playing with 2 wingers and Ferdinand down the centre. Shot from Ferdinand. Excellent save from Schmeichel. Well, most strikers are dangerous inside the 18-yard box. Ferdinand's strengths come from anywhere from, 30 yards out. Powerful shot. Schmeichel possibly made the save look better than it was, but had a bad first save of the game. Sweetly struck. Schmeichel almost held on to that one. Peacock up for the corner, headed away. Still the big men forward for Queen's Park Rangers. Peacock up there, so is McDonald. Ferdinand gets up, and Allen gets in, and Queen's Park Rangers have taken the lead. Bradley Allen, from the famous Allen footballing family, shows the instincts of cousin Clive, and Peter Schmeichel could do nothing about that one. Ferdinand climbing above Bruce. Maybe that's where Pallister is missing today, and Allen nips in. Good set-piece goal from Queen's Park Rangers. Not for the first time we've seen Bardsley throw the ball in there. Ferdinand the danger man, and Allen the finisher. So a slightly stunned silence around Old Trafford because of the England under-21 start. On that occasion, Ferdinand distinctly offside. His 4th goal of the season, Bradley Allen. One of his most memorable, scoring at Old Trafford, no doubt. United going for the equaliser. Stays called still to make a difficult save. Sinclair from deep. Choosing an interesting route forward. A productive one. Park Rangers come to Old Trafford with plenty of confidence, coming to attack. Wilkins. Bardsley seeks some help. Steve Bruce doing a good covering job. Sharp. Now Irwin, Sharp again, trying to get United buzzing. Finds Cantona, who's had a quiet start to the game, overshadowed slightly by Wilkins in the midfield. Tonight, nice little flick. It's all a maze in midfield, and Queen's Park Rangers are ruling it at the moment. Here is Wilkins. Well cut out though by Phelan, but forward comes Clive Wilson to Sinclair. Dangerous partnership on that left-hand side. Wilson swings it in. Away by Ince. Rather wild challenge on the back of Cantona from Peacock, but the referee gives United the advantage, which turns into a disadvantage, and the game keeps flowing. Now it's Hughes who's really getting to grips with Barker in midfield. The referee's going to have to calm things down before tempers get too heated. Not the worst challenge we've seen in the game by far, but the referee finally having to stamp his authority on the game as Hughes and Barker get to grips with each other. Bruce. Peacock again intervenes and Barnsley keeps it in play. Peacock's had an exceptional game so far. Allen the goal scorer to Wilkins. Try and find Impey, but Paul Parker had strayed from central defence to left wing. Now it's Cantona. He's coming deeper and deeper to get the ball. Bruce, Ince. Keane. No way past that halfway line at the moment. Good run from deep though from Sharp. Should be the goalkeeper's ball. Stays on his line. That causes a few problems. Andrew Impey has to come back and help out his defence. Sharp is living up to his name at the moment. Here he goes again. Cantona loses his balance. Barnsley. Will have to go back to Schmeichel. Sinclair. Quiet period in the game, hasn't been the most electrifying of starts to the game. The United fans still getting over that Bradley Allen goal. It's Wilkins. There is Allen. Impey tries to get around Owen. Difficult job to do. Owen recovers. Impey trying to swing in across a Ferdinand in the centre, but good defending from United. Wilkins gets the cross in. Bruce with a header. There's Ferdinand again. And that's his distance. This time he doesn't force Schmeichel into the save, but he's always lurking, waiting for those half clearances to come his way. And just got under that one. Hughes beats Peacock in the air for the first time, and United have a throw-in. Fans get behind the team. Phelan. Interesting little manoeuvre from Eric Cantona. Doesn't work for him on this occasion, but so elusive. Phelan again. Needs support on the left. Receives it from Owen. Now Ince. Phelan tries once more. Red shirt starting left, right and centre. Giggs with a header. Peacock. Giggs tries the cross. Ince flies in there. Dangerous moments in the Queen's Park Rangers defence, and Peacock again comes to the rescue. United turning up the temperature. Now what can Ryan Giggs produce from this corner kick? Swings it into the near post. Stejskal stays on his line and Ince went close. Well, Paul Ince is suddenly becoming more comfortable in this game, and that was a very, very good chance for United. The Queen's Park Rangers defenders were looking out for Bruce coming up there and Cantona, and it was Ince who sneaked in. It wasn't that far away. Bruce following this Ferdinand everywhere. Ferdinand in turn following Bruce everywhere. Cantona. Right to Ferdinand. Kneeling in the charge. Walker again, but United closing the gaps. like the Reds. Ince flies in, that's commitment for you. And maybe that's a little bit of over-commitment for you. Ince trying to get to grips with this game. Now it's Hughes. Sharp is spare on the left-hand side. Barnsley hasn't looked comfortable against him. Shot from Irwin, takes a deflection, that's a corner. Dennis Irwin letting fly with one of those strong right foot shots which so often bring goals, not on this occasion though. Ryan Giggs appealing for a corner, it certainly looked like it. The referee's actually given a goal kick. And difficult to judge exactly who it came off. Ferdinand stopped by Keane, but only as far as Allen. Hughes. Giggs likes these little chases, but the ball bounces kindly for Peacock. Referee again playing the advantage. This is Impey. Some rare old challenges flying in there. Paul Ince comes away with the ball. Excellent run from Giggs right across the face of the defence. Last-ditch challenge from Bardsley. And I don't think that was a fair one. Neither does Ryan Giggs. The referee, remarkably, gives the free kick the other way. Bardsley's first challenge was a little rough. And the second one, he seemed to pull down Giggs, who landed on top of him. Both players went for the ball. Nothing wrong there. It looked as though it was Bardsley who was certainly obstructing Ryan Giggs. Not in his nature to argue too much though. Parker loses out to Ferdinand, but Steve Bruce does a good sweeping job. Parker giving away a few inches in that particular duel. Ferdinand again. Now Impey. Play. Peacock to Wilkins. Barnsley again. It's to Cantona. Always an air of expectation when he gets the ball. He's making good ground. He has Giggs on the right-hand side, but Cantona takes it a little bit too far, and another chance is wasted. Allen. Clive Wilson, the former Manchester City player. Swings in across. Ferdinand again rising high, but this time no doubt that he was climbing on the back of Paul Parker, and he knows it. The cross, Parker, well, just saw this shadow lurking over him. Play from Sharp, Irwin. Now Paul Ince, who's done more than most to try and get this equaliser for United. Puts the ball in. Hughes will fight. Is he going to score? Yes! Oh no, he's not! Great shot! And still it doesn't go in. Brilliant save from Stejskal. And how that Mark Hughes shot didn't go in, well, he doesn't know. Looks of disbelief from the Welshman. He thought he'd done it all there. He sized up the opportunity and curled it around the Rangers goalkeeper. And the goal looked a formality. There's an excellent angle of it. And hit the inside of the post, and how it didn't end up in the net, well, no one knows. Great save as well from Stejskal to stop Lee Sharp. And could so easily have been the equaliser. Park Rangers are looking a little rattled, not playing quite as confidently as they were at the start of the game. Peacock. 70 yards with that kick. Ball back in dangerous territory. Ferdinand starts his run a little bit too late. I think then that the United defenders did have him pretty well sussed as the ball was played. Well, it was a marginal decision in the end. I think Steve Bruce's decisive shout changed the linesman's decision. Pensive thoughts from the United manager. Keen to Bruce. Looking for some options. This is Irwin who has a bit of space. Sharp. Ince makes a good run from deep. He's tracked by Ray Wilkins. Ince should have the legs on him. Yes, he does. Gets it back to Sharp. Goes to the far post, but away. Only as far as Keane, who lets fly. Claims the corner kick. I think that's an ambitious shout. Roy Keane quite willing to have a shot at goal here. Lovely ball into the far post. And he had to be pretty quick about it. It was well closed down and could well have been a corner. Ferdinand, no direction on his header. Held on by Bruce and away by Schmeichel. Cantona, every time he goes for the ball, he has McDonald so close to him. It's been a quiet first half from Eric Cantona, who's brought down by McDonald. Cantona will be hoping for a bit more freedom in the second half. The last minute or so of the first half now. United still looking for that equaliser. Ryan Giggs. Cantona. He was again beaten by Peacock. Must be man of the match on the first half performance. A few sighs of frustration from the home fans. To be fair, Peter Schmeichel has been the quieter goalkeeper in the first half. Referee's whistle goes, and a bit of unrest, and no doubt a few well-chosen words from Alex Ferguson to his players at half-time. That lead given to Queen's Park Rangers by Bradley Allen. Half-time scoreline here at Old Trafford is Manchester United 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1.
You know you're always going to get a difficult game against them. They started off in fight very, very well in the first half. They passed the ball about very, very well. Had us running around, chasing the ball. And they got in front. In the second half, we came alive. And we had a wonderful goal from Eric Cantona, who's picked up the ball and he's beat a couple of men. He's kept attacking the big lad Peacock, who's kept going back towards his goal, and he's got it to his side and he's rifled in the corner net. And then a few minutes later, from a corner kick headed in by Roy Keane, and Mark Hughes has guided it in for the winner. It was a really first-class performance in the second half.
Well, determined looks on the faces of Eric Cantona and Mark Hughes as they prepare to start the second half. Manchester United protecting an excellent record at Old Trafford in the league. They've only dropped 2 points here this season. Those 2 points came in one game when they drew against Newcastle in the second home game of the season. They've won every other league match. They have a real job on their hands to pull this one back and to win it against a very confident looking Queen's Park Rangers. Steve Bruce only beaten once by Ferdinand in the first half, which led to that Bradley Allen goal. Peacock, who was having a good performance. Phelan playing in the right back role. Paul Parker in the centre of defence alongside the captain Steve Bruce. Launches it forward. Cantona, good flick. Hughes gets in there to Donald again. Close by. Northern Ireland international, reaching the veteran stages of his career. Steve Bruce to bring it down. Hughes, lovely little flick. Cantona bearing down on the defence. Here he goes. Can he score? Great save by Stejskal, and in with a sliding tackle as well. At last we're seeing the danger of Eric Cantona, who was subdued in the first half. Now Bruce comes forward for this corner. Little flick away again by Rangers. Shot from Ince. Very, very close from Paul Ince. Still looking for his first goal of the season. He's getting closer all of the time. He had that header in the first half. This was quite a useful first timer, which the goalkeeper had a very late view of, and it was a matter of inches away. The England midfielder. With him. That was a very nasty challenge indeed from Simon Barker, who doesn't agree, but it's the second time he's done that. He's going to be looking to escape a yellow card. The least he's going to get is a very long lecture from referee Mr. Lodge. This Ince was in full flight here, just to say he wasn't going to score. I don't think Barker has any arguments at all colour of the card. Paul Ince keeps his cool head. We have two free kick experts in Irwin and Cantona. Irwin taking the responsibility, but not one of his better shots. Went to place the ball on that occasion rather than put his usual power behind it. Of things. It's all getting a little bit out of hand down there. Mark Hughes coming in for a little bit of rough treatment, and Ray Wilkins acts as the mediator between teammates old and current. Eric Cantona tries to keep the peace as well. Cantona, the man said to be doing the sit on the free kick given against him. Wilson. Ray Wilkins is always available whenever a Queen's Park Rangers player gets the ball in the centre of midfield. Play by Mike Phelan, showed no rustiness in his first game in the league. Of course, he's appeared in Europe and appeared in the Coca-Cola Cup for United. Sharp to Hughes. Lovely turn from Hughes, sent Peacock the wrong way. Sharp fighting for that ball, but again, Queen's Park Rangers live dangerously at the back and get away with it. Well done, Paul Parker. Now Cantona. Much better build up this from United. Keane gets himself onside and gets the ball as well. Delivers a cross away from Peacock. Steve Bruce, United with 9 men in attack now. They're lining up on the edge of the area if the right cross can be delivered. Wilkins gets into a bit of trouble. Legs give way. Younger legs of Keane take over. This is Irwin again. United have kept possession for a good minute and a half or so. Still no shot on goal to show for it. It has been a much improved second half performance. Sharp, good skills. Hughes now. Now Hughes gets it. Excellent ball from Hughes. Keane keeps going. Almost loses his footing in the area, and the Rangers defenders had to be careful there. Could have so easily been a penalty. United not giving possession away easily. This is Ince. Thinks about a shot. Sees the whites of the goals and he's very willing to have a try at goal. That's the third excellent opportunity that he's had in the game. Still to hit the back of the net. This one was maybe slightly more ambitious. 25 yards and always curling away from Stejskjal's goal. Sinclair, Bruce. Appeal to Barkley. So he has to check his little run. Cantona. Oh, great goal from Cantona. Takes the defender out as if he wasn't there then. His 7th goal of the season, 8 minutes into the second half. Manchester United are level, thanks to the flair. Cantona had already beaten 2 players when he struck that shot. Stejskjal stood no chance. This is where he picked it up on the halfway line, sending one defender, teasing another defender. Good run from Hughes, who did a bit of a blocker's job to take the man out of the way then, and United are level. Well-worn song of Luar Cantona rings around Old Trafford. Queen's Park Rangers going for the winner. Bradley Allen scored the first goal, tries a shot, but he'll beat Peter Schmeichel from that kind of distance. Eric Cantona with his 7th goal of the season, his 5th in the league, answering any critics he may have had in the first half with a wonderful individual goal. Hughes who did so much to create that goal. Tries to create a second shot. Oh, Stejskjal almost lost it. And a Mark Hughes type effort from the shot. Maybe the Welshman's been passing on tips and Stejskjal almost a very, very red face then. Got his body behind the ball, but not his hands. Sinclair. Fergie. Much better from United. Ray Wilkins is still trying to dominate that midfield. Fergie likes the ball in the air, but so does Steve Bruce, who read that well. Forward from Schmeichel to Keane to Giggs. He's a right winger, Ryan Giggs, but he's trying to cut inside as often as possible. As I say, one of the best tackles in the team. Back to Hughes. Well, Sharp to the left of it. To be a well-timed challenge from Bardsley on Sharp. Cantona. Is flowing from him to Ince. Cantona wants it back. Ince on Sharp. United very patient in these build-ups. No panic at all. And then just swing the ball in. Crossing sake. Mike Phelan gets a free kick. Sinclair the offender. Steve Bruce brings Ferdinand back, he joins the attack. There's always the danger of Keane and Hughes in the air as well. Diggs takes the free kick away, but not particularly good clearance. Phelan in with it. Peacock. The ball in, can't find Cantona. Now it's Ince. Still plenty of red shirts forward. Giggs can't find a teammate there. Mark Hughes does a little bit of fighting, takes 2 players towards him. Ball from Ince. Last ditch challenge. Robs him. Now it's Keane to Irwin. Cantona. Keane again. Good cross to the near post and Had to be very tight marking on Ryan Giggs then from Darren Peacock. Giggs is beginning to stray in field, and it's bringing some results for him. The fans getting behind the team at the old Stretford end. It's Sharp to take the corner. Little flick on, and there's Hughes. United are back ahead. Mark Hughes' 7th goal of the season. You must say it has been a deserved goal of the second half performance of Manchester United. A lovely set piece move, little flick down, and there was Hughes, and nobody's going to stop him when he gets into that kind of position. It was Roy Keane who provided the header. He did rise extremely well over Barker, and Hughes was quicker than Peacock in the little chase to the goal. So United on course to go 11 points clear at the top of the Premiership. 12 minutes gone in the second half. Barker is enjoying playing in what I think is his more favoured role in the centre of defence. That's where he played Queen's Park Rangers, and he was originally signed for United. Ryan Giggs, another player playing slightly out of position. Cantona, he doesn't really have a position, does he? He'll play anywhere. He gets United another corner. Goal from the last one. Can a set piece bring this time? Mark Hughes takes up the same position, just behind the goalkeeper, close to the goal line, waiting for any bits and pieces. It's Giggs to take this corner. Cantona on the near post, Steve Bruce around the penalty spot. Bruce has time, has space, but can't hit the net. Giggs gets a second try, swings in another one. Still Bruce is up there, and he won't get closer than that. Two chances in the space of 10 seconds for Steve Bruce. First one a shot, and this one, well, again hitting the woodwork. What's that, the third or fourth time that United have hit the woodwork? Steve Bruce can't follow up those 2 goals against Leicester City in the Coca-Cola Cup in midweek with another one, though he tried his best. He's back in his central defensive role, taking care of Ferdinand. He doesn't reach Ferdinand, Kaczynski gets there first, and does now, though. Now it's Barker to Sinclair. United getting virtually everybody back behind the ball. Mark Hughes, the lone figure on the halfway line. Now Mark Hughes is a prostrate figure in the centre circle, clutching his face, and the referee's producing a card to Alan McDonald, who's asking why. The United players signalling that it was an elbow, a stray elbow from McDonald, and of course elbowing is so much in vogue at the moment. Not so much an elbow as a little slap to the face with Mark Hughes, who's recovered from that rather manfully. Hughes, of course, is a battle-worn player, so that blow won't affect his performance at all. It's Bruce to take the free kick. Cantona, lovely skills from Cantona. Back heel, I think, was taken a little bit far, but the pressure's still on Queen's Park Rangers. Impey can't get out to that particular tight spot. Wilkins. And a rare misplaced pass from the old maestro. Keane. Very much centred on this left wing at the moment, and Lee Sharp comes in under a very heavy challenge from Bardsley, but well timed on, and very much a fair one as well. Harry Cantona, who's lost his mark completely in the second half, finds it. Ince lets fly again, takes a deflection, and Stejskal behind it. And he must be on some kind of bonus to score a goal this afternoon, Paul Ince. That's, to my counting, 6 chances he's had at goal, still to score. today, or indeed this season. Ferdinand. Barker. Andrew Impey has got no change at all out of Dennis Irwin in this game. Irwin with the ball. Rick Cantona coming from deep and causing a few problems for McDonald. Giggs to Irwin. Well, tried to get it onto his right foot. Dennis Irwin, of course, is a right-footed left-back. Loves to get into those attacking positions, but I've thought about hitting that one with his left foot. But United have another corner. Hughes has scored one already, as a result of one already from this left-hand side, taken by Sharp. But this time, Rangers clear it. Sharp gets another chance. It's inside, thinks about a shot, thinks about a pass. Falls for Hughes. Can't curl it in. Now Sharp, who tries to curl it, but shows his disappointment. A bit like a golfer then, he chose the wrong club, I think, but Manchester United very much in control of this game. And the Queen's Park Rangers manager, Jerry Francis, is about to make a substitution with just over a quarter of an hour to go. Ray Wilkins hands over the captain's armband, and the 30-something legs are going to take a rest. Really run out of steam in what was being an electrifying pace to the game. And taking his place in midfield will be Ian Holloway. Courteous applause for the former favourite from the current United fans, and Holloway will slip straight into that central midfield role. Bit of a hush around Old Trafford. Maybe the United fans are taking it for granted that they're going to win this one. 16 minutes to go. 2 on the score. Hughes and Cantona the scorers. The home side, Allen for Queen's Park Rangers. Cantona to Hughes. Hicks has enjoyed a real battle in midfield. Ferdinand gets the ball. He's had a quiet game after setting up that first goal. Well marshalled by Paul Parker and Steve Bruce, though that wasn't too smart a challenge from Bruce. Giving away a free kick in a dangerous position. A few players that can hit the ball in the Rangers team. Not on this occasion. Ince charges it down. Parker steals in. What a good game he's had. Giggs keeps it in play. And keeps going. Has 2 men in support. Will he go alone? Will he pass it? He's got the ability. He's got the cross, but it just falls awkwardly for Lee Sharp, who shows his frustration. He made a great run into the centre. Excellent cross from Giggs. Sharp tried to control it when, in retrospect, maybe he would have volleyed it. Away by Bruce. Hughes quickly onto it. Cantona with him. Hughes again. It's a race between Peacock and Hughes, and Peacock had a good yard start on him. Wilson. Time running out for Queen's Park Rangers. Manchester United looking very settled at the back. Ferdinand again tightly marked by Parker. Even more than a few yards away from him. But there's no catching Giggs, nor Sharp at the moment. Cantona points to where he wants the ball, and he's eventually offside, but the flag stays down. A panicky clearance. Lee Sharp has done everything but score today. Giggs. Sway off the hips. Quite strong enough to beat Barnsley. Parker again in the challenge. Defensive help, and United stroll forward again. Giggs. With skills and his confidence from Wilson. No real support in the Queen's Park Rangers attack. The blue and white shirts outnumbered by red shirts back there. This is Hughes. Hopeful ball. Sharp again outpaces Bardsley. Keane. Sharp again. Who's in the centre? Has a little look. Delivers the cross. Can't find Cantona. Hughes has dropped deep. And lets fly, but not really the power nor the direction, which are his trademark. Mark Hughes always willing to have a shot at goal. It was a good control as he took on the defender, but I think it took a little bobble as he attempted the shot. Impey. Sinclair beat to the ball by Parker. Schmeichel has been well protected this afternoon. With that one save which actually led to the Queen's Park Rangers goal in the first half. Mark Hughes getting a little too involved with Peacock, and that's been a battle which has been running from the opening minutes. Peacock knows Mark Hughes has been around, and Hughes has taken one swing too many, one step too far, and earns himself a booking. Wilson to Holloway. Sharp, for the first time, has got Bardsley flying in on him. Cantona, red shirt scurrying forward. Cantona spots the one farthest away. That's Giggs. Has time and space. Good cross. Sharp again can't get there. Well, he's got in some dangerous positions, and the Giggs-Sharp combination is working extremely well. All started by that man Cantona in midfield. Parker again with a challenge. He must be on for the man of the match performance. Cantona with his passing and his scoring, and Hughes with his scoring as well, but you can't discount the way that the defenders have protected Schmeichel. Park Rangers have scored some excellent goals this season, one of the surprise packages in the Premiership. I suppose no surprise there that they're losing to Manchester United. This will be their 8th home victory in domestic competition in a row if they can pull it off. Maybe they can make it safe with a 3rd goal. Well, not with passes like that. I'm feeling it broken from defence. Has had a solid game. Jerry Francis doesn't quite know what's gone wrong with his side after such a bright start for him. Burden keeps going. Good challenge from Keane. Well, the referee didn't think so. Les Ferdinand has looked a little lost in the big stadium, on the big stage. This could be Queen's Park Rangers' last chance of an equaliser. 3-man wall. Ferdinand beaten in the air. Ince had to be careful. United not content to boot the ball. Clare tried to play it out of defence. That's pretty dangerous because Rangers still have men forward. Peacock tries the shot, and easy peasy for Peter Schmeichel. I suppose you could class that as a defender's shot from a Rangers centre half. The whistle's been blown around Old Trafford. We're now approaching injury time. Peter Schmeichel just playing out time for yet another win bonus. Important confidence booster with United playing Galatasaray in the second leg of the European Cup in midweek. And there we go, the full-time whistle. Victory is confirmed. Eric Cantona with that important goal, equalising for Manchester United. 8 minutes into the second half, and 5 minutes later, Mark Hughes sealing yet another win for United. 11 points clear at the top of the table, Alex Ferguson's men. He strides off, showing little sign of emotion, Well, a wry smile on his face. Jerry Francis traipses behind him. That's 9 wins in 11 matches now for the reigning champions. Full-time scorer Old Trafford, Manchester United 2, Queen's Park Rangers 1.
I think going to London and playing their ground seems to me always has the best atmosphere of our trips to London. We have a huge support. The box stadium they have, and it's close to the ground itself, makes it an exciting sort of a atmosphere.
It's a packed Loftus Road, as you would expect for the visit of Manchester United at any time. But when they are sailing away at the top of the Premiership, you can be guaranteed of a full house. QPR's biggest crowd of the season expected today. And I wonder how many thousands have come from Manchester. Quite a number, I would suspect. One particular person in the crowd, Terry Venables, England manager-elect, of course. Behind him, it looks as though George Graham is also on a bit of a spying mission of his own. Good hand for Venables. Well, I was just about to say we get underway, but Paul Ince a little too over-eager. But Manchester United are in that kind of mood. 29 games unbeaten, of course. Riding high at the top of the table. Some 13 points clear of Blackburn Rovers against the Queen's Park Rangers side, who are out of the FA Cup, the Coca-Cola Cup, of course, and the league really representing their only competitive football at the moment. I doubt that a place in Europe is within their sight, but certainly professional pride against the side running away with the title, or so it appears, is enough to strive any footballer at the moment. You can be assured with the likes of Ray Wilkins in the Queen's Park Rangers team that they'll not be short of ideas. Schmeichel with an early chance to thump a ball forward. Paul Parker, certainly not unfamiliar territory here at Loftus Road, a former Queen's Park Rangers defender, of course. It looks as though the conversations have already started between Peter Schmeichel and Steve Bruce. Ince, Kanchelskis, Parker, and here is Bruce. Good conditions for football, really. Hardly a breath of wind, the sun out, and the pitch, well, it looks in fine fettle. Jan Stejskal having his first touch. Keane couldn't get there, Ferdinand did. Here's Penrice. Not a bad angle ball, and for a moment Sinclair looked favourite. Indeed, he might well have been had Schmeichel not been so committed. Trevor Sinclair, who is certainly extremely quick off the mark, showed that particular quality there, but so too did Schmeichel. And an early warning. Manchester United will certainly have to be on their guard against Trevor Sinclair. But of course United have one or two pace kings themselves. Here's Bruce. Pallister. He too deceptively quick, Gary Pallister, for such a big man in particular. He has got an extraordinary good turn of pace. Here's Ince. Wilkins immediately sticking to the task, and Queen's Park Rangers can come away with the ball. Here's Sinclair. Early ball in. Bruce with a good header. Back in again by Holloway. Ferdinand shot. Good effort it was. Schmeichel's positioning made it a lot easier than perhaps it might have been. But once again, there is an early indication for United that Queen's Park Rangers are equally in the mood. Hughes. Yates at his back. Barker. And still, that's not a bad effort, and Schmeichel could only beat it away, took the sting out of it. But Barker was allowed to run from halfway, virtually unchallenged. And by the time United were alert to the danger, it was left to Schmeichel to deny them. Here's Giggs. First opportunity for him, really. Here's Hughes. Kanchelskis. Looking promising. Good effort. Stayskill beating it away to his right, and Holloway trying to just complete the clearance, but United can keep going. Wilkins. Good atmosphere in Loftus Road. And it's a reflection of a promising opening from both sides. Sinclair. It's a wasted opportunity, but this opening quarter of an hour has already provided opportunities for both teams. United's coming from Andrei Kanchelskis. Stayskill was there. Hopkins. Forward by Bardsley. Wilkins again. It's all very neat and tidy from Queen's Park Rangers. Will it get them anywhere? Here's Penrice. Pallister making sure that all he's won is a corner. But it's a little enlarged combination there, isn't it? Gary Penrice alongside Gary Pallister. Roy Wilkins getting a generous round of applause from Queen's Park Rangers and indeed Manchester United fans alike. Great servant to United, of course, Wilkins. And his corner aimed toward the near post where Steve Yates had arrived. Here's Bardsley. Sinclair run out of pitch. Kanchelskis. Wilson at his back. Sinclair. Wilkins. Well read that by Irwin. And equally showed enough skill to bring the ball away for United and find Giggs. Not the best of balls forward. Barker picking it off. Here's Wilson. Formerly with Manchester City for many seasons. Began his career there. And he particularly keen to make an impact against a team who I'm sure he's grown to rival throughout his young years. Here's Parker. Onside, Andrei Kanchelskis. Everyone looked around for a minute, there was no flag, and Kanchelskis seemed the most surprised of all. And maybe that's why he didn't make more of it. Maybe a little too strong for him, the pass. Wilson. It's too near to Schmeichel, and Penrice throws his head back in disgust almost. Schmeichel quick to get the game underway, and it's really a through ball to Kanchelskis. Hughes offering himself, but Kanchelskis doesn't need him. Well, that's an assist for Peter Schmeichel. And there's the thumbs up that says thank you to the big Dane. There are a few goalkeepers who can spot a man running clear. Never mind finding with a throw of somewhat 70 yards in length. Schmeichel spotting Kanchelskis, and Kanchelskis only had eye for the corner of the goal. 18 minutes, 1-0. And no wonder the United fans are straight into good voice. Incredible throw out really from Peter Schmeichel. The speed of thought equally as impressive as the length of the throw. Championes, the cry. But a free kick to Queen's Park Rangers. Bardsley up towards the advanced run of Peacock, but a real telling touch, and here he goes again, another of those bountiful throws. Again it was Kanchelskis the target. But maybe the element of surprise on that particular move is now lost. Certainly Ian Holloway was able to pick up the pieces on that occasion. Barker to Wilkins. Forced to go away by Giggs. And the two runners up ahead of him. Here's Wilson. Away by Bruce. Hughes. Asking a little too much even of the prodigious pace of Andrei Kanchelskis on that occasion. And I wonder what Terry Venables would give to maybe change Kanchelskis from Russian to English. Well, that option, of course, not open to him, but certainly able to share a joke with the Arsenal boss sat behind him. Ferdinand, a man that Terry Venables has got available to select. Wilkins, Pallister, Irwin, and again, here's Keane. Releasing Giggs. Trying to commit Barnsley. Giggs goes. And the right foot never quite as strong as that of the left. But it was certainly a good run. Barnsley force onto his heels. Defenders never really wanting to commit themselves. But once Giggs had gone inside, Barnsley was grateful that the shot wasn't more powerful. Giggs again, trying to release Cantona. Too strong though for the Frenchman. Holloway. Ferdinand, good turn. Lost Bruce for a minute, but Roy Keane was quick to close the danger down, and Bruce, who had already been beaten in his opposition half, didn't want to have the same particular fate in his own half and was penalised for the foul. There's a gap on that side which Barnsley will be grateful to accept. Has room and time. Keane was in the way though. Away by Ince. Now then, Cantona, he's got Kanchelskis to his right. Hughes inside him. Well, two minds maybe, Kanchelskis. Kicks the ground in frustration. Looks a very promising moment that. Cantona in acres of space, Kanchelskis to his right. And I think the benefit of the doubt is that Kanchelskis are trying to pick Cantona out with a return ball. The execution wasn't there though on that occasion, and Kanchelskis is now back defending. And here he is. Certainly a healthy involvement in this opening 20 or 25 minutes or thereabouts. Irwin up to support the forwards. Cantona doesn't use him. Tries instead to find Kanchelskis again. Wilson. Holloway, Barker, Penrice, Ferdinand. Holloway again. Sinclair looking for Ferdinand, but once again it was Roy Keane who'd come back to help his defenders. Well, Hughes clearly thought he got a call then and promptly left the ball. QPR come away with it. Here's Ferdinand. Well, it just wouldn't come down for him. Just looked as though he's in the clear for a minute. Roy Keane, Gary Penrice. Well, it's a penalty. Well, I'm not sure anyone on the QPR side was actually appealing for that. But a penalty's the outcome. Roy Keane protesting his innocence. And did he have a case? Well, I think he probably did. But fairly innocuous that. But a penalty nonetheless. Clive Wilson, 1-1. Well, the referee only gets one look at it, of course, and he was well positioned to make his decision. And a penalty was the outcome, and Clive Wilson, tidy as you like. Third penalty of the season for him, and Queen's Park Rangers are back at 1-1. Right on half-time, it has to be said. Potentially explosive moment there was very quickly calmed down by the players, and maybe the debate is still rife about that penalty. Was it, wasn't it? Well, a bit of an irrelevance really, because the score's 1-1. Dennis Irwin, Paul Ince, Ryan Giggs. All thinking about who's going to take it. It's Irwin. Straight into the body of the wall. But Irwin trying to possibly make something at the second attempt, and he's done just that, and Cantona restores the lead within a minute. Well, all credit to Dennis Irwin. His free kick driven into the centre of the wall, but he didn't just sit there and think about it. He got straight on with the game, and his little deft cross to the far post was perfect, inviting the Frenchman to head home, and United restore their advantage. And Ouar Cantona is that familiar chant, and in fact that's the half-time whistle, which just shows what perfect timing it was. Well, what an end to the half. Cantona over to thank Dennis Irwin, but it's his goal that separates the teams at half-time. QPR 1, a penalty from Clive Wilson, Manchester United 2. Kanchelskis and Cantona, what a second half in prospect now.
Is that something that you've always been able to work on, the distance on your throw, the accuracy on your throw?
Well, I think again it comes from my handball days. I've always thrown the ball. I like to throw the ball because you get, it's more accurate. You can point out a play and you can play it straight to him and he can use the ball straight away. The point is with the throw is that you overplay, 6, 7 players with one pass. It's like a long pass, it's like a Coleman pass line, really. You overplay so many players with one pass and you're attacking straight away.
Well, like in the beginning of the first half, the second half gets a false start. But the debate around Loftus Road is about that incredible last minute or so of the first half. A penalty for QPR, immediately followed by Eric Cantona's header, and it has set the tone for what could well be a pulsating second half. Manchester United leading 2-1. And here's the man that set the goal scoring underway, Andrei Kanchelskis. Bruce. Gary Pallister. An early touch in the second half of Peter Schmeichel, whose main contribution to the first was an assist, basically, to set Kanchelskis away for the first goal. Here's Roy Keane, almost trying to carry out an assist himself. Broken down on the edge of the area, though. Holloway. Wilkins. Penrice. And Holloway again. In towards Ferdinand. Parker in the way. Rather half-hearted appeals for handball. Here's Kanchelskis. Peacock. Barnsley getting in a bit of a tangle. But Peacock has a little more time. Paul Ince certainly closed him down quick enough, though. Here's Wilson. Barker. Wilkins. QPR's passing style, always a joy to watch, and Ferdinand's first time shot nearly provided them with an instant equaliser. Well, Barnsley's low driven ball, Ferdinand's snapshot, and Schmeichel very calmly watched it go past his post. Incredible judgment, really, but he was certainly pretty sure where that was going. And once again, the early signs are promising from Queen's Park Rangers, but they're not going to sit back. Here's Bruce. Ferdinand at his back, Schmeichel in a hurry, and the home supporters turn up the volume a little here. Wilson. Way by Bruce, got in front of Penrice. Giggs helping it further on. Here's Keane. Kanchelskis up to the right, Cantona to the left. Giggs too has come forward. It's gone the other way towards Paul Parker. Ince. Asking men to show for him. Roy Keane. Giggs. Wilson in the way. And Wilkins finally winning out for the home side. Little touch on Penrice. Here's Barker. Around Bruce, but Parker's speed getting him out of trouble. Schmeichel's clearance a little on the hurried side. And I don't think he'll be too pleased with... Well, he's blaming a bobble there that may have distracted him. Penrice. Ferdinand jumping, Pallister with him. Just opened up for a minute there for Holloway. And it was perhaps a little bit of a surprise on behalf of Holloway that he didn't make more of it. Didn't seem to think it would arrive at his feet. And he got rather tangled up, did Holloway, trying to choose the best option. Maybe a shot on goal might have been the best one. But an offside flag up anyway. Away by Yates. Breaks into a smile, just another day at the office. Roy Keane telling him, come on son, cheer up, you've scored a brilliant goal. Well, you look around this Manchester United side and there are so many potential match winners, but there are few more exciting sights to behold than the young man himself, Ryan Giggs, getting a standing ovation as he goes over to take this corner, and deservedly so for one of the goals of the season. United with a 2-goal cushion. Here's Ince to try and make it into a 3-goal cushion. It's a good effort. And that goal, not surprisingly, has sparked Manchester United. And they are thirsting for more. Great effort from Ince. And Stejskal was glad of all his 6'4". Ryan Giggs again. Away by Barker. Kanchelskis in the way. Irwin. Terry Venables can only watch and wonder about the prospect of having Ryan Giggs as an Englishman. Remember, an England schoolboy, Ryan Giggs. But of course, very much a Welsh international. And I think anyone of whatever nationality would have stood and applauded Ryan Giggs a few moments ago. Now they might be applauding Eric Cantona here. He too not short of a trick or two. Drove it into Bardsley. Irwin trying to help him out. Cantona to Kanchelskis, to Ince. Great effort! Well, that was all but in. Stejskal got a touch. It might have hit the post as well. The replay will tell us for sure. Brilliant effort from Paul Ince. Stejskal's touch, just enough to take it round the post. Breathtaking start to the second half from Manchester United. Trevor Sinclair just trying to take the heat off his back four, really. He'll be glad, as will his defence. The referee gave them a free kick. Here's Sinclair in a more advanced position. Still a little buzz around the ground. Ryan Giggs' goal has really set the tone. Ferdinand, well, that will set the tongues wagging again. Les Ferdinand bringing QPR back into the game. And just as I was beginning to talk about United being well on top, QPR have stung them really. Les Ferdinand's 14th goal of the season, and really coming just 5 minutes after the Ryan Giggs goal to make it 3-1. We've got a contest on our hands again. Wilkins trying to prompt QPR into an instant equaliser. Here's Penrice. Holloway. Not a bad ball in. But just a throw in the outcome, just by the corner flag. Holloway in a hurry to take it. Just over 21,000 in Loftus Road. It's certainly a very lively Loftus Road. 5 goals already for them to witness. And the promise of more. I certainly wouldn't bet against this being the final score. Here's Paul Parker. Looking for the right option. Hughes just strong enough to hold off Yates, and Wilson's little attempted back pass. It's taking a little deflection off the side of Hughes, and it's a goal kick. Sinclair. Ferdinand on the charge. Schmeichel's ball though. And there's Ferdinand's goal, coming at a time when it was United in the ascendancy. And I wonder how that'll affect the way that the match goes in this remaining 20 minutes. United fans still making themselves heard. And they still lead 3-2. Yates away. Wilkins up. Hughes. Parker. Roy Keane. Little triangles, not really much progress at the end of them until that moment. Stay-Scout quick to close off the danger as Kanchelskis homed in. And the 2 United fans reluctant to throw the ball back. Too early in the day for time wasting. It's certainly not United style anyway. Here's Cantona. Kanchelskis. And again Kanchelskis. Forced backward by Clive Wilson's attentions. Pallister. Cantona. Again Wilson sticking doggedly to the task. Wilkins to Penrice. Sinclair. Bardsley. Inviting Penrice to run. Pallister tumbles. Well, everyone was looking for a flag. There isn't one. Ferdinand! So nearly 3-3. Great challenge from Roy Keane to put him off. But Pallister went tumbling. Penrice went tumbling. No whistle, no flag. And Ferdinand almost make it 3-3. All credit to Roy Keane for getting back and putting him off. Hughes losing out to Wilkins. Giggs forward. And Holloway into the stand for safety. And was off the side of Giggs' ankle. There's Cantona. Yates sticking to him. Giggs. Lovely ball in. No one arriving at the far post. Hughes had come from that far post for the ball to the near. And Giggs' little dinky cross almost found a way through. Just kind of delicately lobbed it up. QPR come away. And we've got Roy Wilkins. David Bardsley. Not a bad ball in. It was over Schmeichel. It's Barker. Schmeichel, Ferdinand, Irwin away. Ince, up to Hughes. United certainly not sitting back on that 3-2 lead, but by the same rule, QPR are certainly not into the business of damage limitation. They're looking for 3-3 here. And that Hughes foul, or rather the foul on Hughes, offered some respite for Manchester United, but Palace has rather wasted that little bit of rest, giving the ball away. People like Les Ferdinand around, that's a dangerous thing to do. Ferdinand once again making a nuisance of himself. Wilkins. I just feel that this next few minutes or so are crucial. Oh, and just as I said that, Ferdinand almost got the equaliser. Well, United have just seemed to sit back a little. And it's QPR who are creating the football. Penrice's magnificent cross. Ferdinand's header. Schmeichel's save. And United are grateful to still be at 3-2. And I said this few minutes or so would be crucial. 3-2 is a very delicate lead. And United really haven't had an attack for a few minutes now. It's all QPR. The flag was up though, I fear. The referee waving play on. He might have to stop play though now. Man down injured in the area, he hasn't done. Almost broke for Barker. And Kunchelskis can break. End-to-end stuff. I'll be forgiven for thinking that this was a knockout cup game, the way both sides have gone at it, certainly in this second half. Here's Kunchelskis. Cantona. Keane. Paul Parker. Here's Hughes. Parker's continued the run. Keane just offering himself on the touchline. And here he is. In towards Kunchelskis. Stejskar's there. And he's in a hurry to get QPR going. Wilkins. Bardsley. Inside the last 5 minutes. Manchester United lead 3-2 here at Loftus Road. But the chances all going the way of QPR at the moment. Paul Ince though. Hughes. Ince. Parker. Ferdinand chopping heels of Paul Parker to try and hurry him into a mistake. Schmeichel. Not the best of clearances. Ferdinand brought down. Bruce the offender. And I think Bruce will also get a booking for his troubles. But it's really indicative of the hurried fashion in which Manchester United are trying to clear their lines. Not the best of challenges from Steve Bruce. I think Ferdinand all right to continue. But a substitution has been made. Trevor Sinclair making way for Michael Mika. Wilkins has Mika as well as others to aim for. Ferdinand trying to get there. It looks as though the free kick's going to be taken again. Maybe a United player encroaching. Wilson and Wilkins ready to go again. Away by Pallister. Ince. Giggs. Chance for United to break here. Kunchelskis just run away from him. Mika's first touch gives it back to Bardsley. Ferdinand. With a little angled header. Pallister with time. Schmeichel equally so. All it's done is just delay QPR again in their quest for this equaliser. Bruce, oh my word, for a minute it looked like confusion was going to reign and that QPR were going to be the beneficiaries. Schmeichel furious with Bruce. Bruce had Mika and Penrice at his back, and in the end United glad that only a corner was conceded. The Rangers fans urging their team to get this late equaliser. Bardsley. Away by Pallister. Irwin on the chase. Throw to Queen's Park Rangers. Holloway dashing across to take it. In towards the advance run of Yates. Here's Giggs. Cantona. Now then, can they really seal the game now? Eric Cantona all the way. Oh, just by the post. And that would have been typical Manchester United. The speed of the break, a joy to behold. One end to the other. Nearly the perfect result for the Reds. In added time, and still that 3-2 lead. In fact, it's a 3-2 final score. Kunchelski is throwing his arms in the air. His goal set United underway. Wilson equalised, Cantona made it 2-1, but it'll be the goal by Ryan Giggs that made it 3-1 that the fans who are here today will remember for a long time to come. It seemed to have made the game safe at 3-1, but Terry Venables, among the many people enjoying the second half, would have been pleased to see the form of Les Ferdinand, who pulled it back for 3-2. But it wasn't enough, despite a thrilling finish. And Manchester United were good enough to hold on. QPR 2, Manchester United 3.
I didn't really particularly play well that day. And luckily the ball fell to me and I was able to beat a few players and score. So even though I didn't play that well, you know, I was glad to score the goal, really.
I always remember he did it so quickly. And
It was around me actually until I seen it on the television. I just thought that I got the ball and just run straight to the goal and just passed it past the keeper. So I didn't think it was that particularly good goal really until I seen it on the television. And I realised there was about 6 players around me.
So that concludes my catalogue of games, which, you know, in their own right, one's just as exciting as the other. But obviously, for myself, some of the goals, some of the football, will always remain in your mind because they really were tremendous pieces of football artistry at times and excitement. Well, I hope you enjoyed those videos and those goals and great games. So when the next video comes out, I'm sure you're going to enjoy them again. See you.